The race for the NHL wildcard in the East is heating up. It's been heating up. It's going to be an exciting race as the NHL's best prepare for some of the final games of the season as the Stanley Cup playoffs are knocking on our door. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Sports Talk. Happy Wednesday to you all. And today we're going to talk, or is it going to be Friday? It might be Friday. Happy whatever day this video comes out to all of you. Hopefully you're enjoying it. This video we're focusing on the NHL wildcard situation. Not really the West. I've hearing that the West is starting to heat up in the wildcard, but mainly I want to focus on the Eastern Conference because there's a bunch of NHL teams who are just asking to make it into the playoffs. If you stuck around to the end of my NHL video, I checked to look at the calendar. The playoffs start very soon, next month. I'm actually on vacation the week they start, so I'm already trying to figure out how to get that predictions video out that week and then fix it all up the next week. So you all know I'm already thinking about Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm already thinking about the coverage that we're going to have for the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I think many people are already thinking about, all right, what is going to happen next? And trade deadline's behind us, so what's the next thing that us NHL fans can really focus on to get us excited for the playoffs? And that's the wild card race. And as I mentioned at the top, the Western Conference wild card race isn't as interesting as the Eastern Conference. The East brings a little more interest to me, and let's talk about the two powerhouses first. The teams that aren't really in the race for the wild card race, that includes the Boston Bruins and the Carolina Hurricanes. Bruins having a record season in the East. We already talked about that. So, and the Hurricanes, same thing, having a really good year. So basically, those two teams are untouchable for the most part. It's going to be basically impossible for any team to catch those two teams. But as of today, which was this morning, I'm recording on Tuesday, so just an FYI. The Islanders have 72 points in 65 games. Pittsburgh Penguins have 71 points in 62 games. So Penguins have more games left than the Islanders. That's the key there. The Sabres have 68 points through 62 games after their loss against the Oilers. And that is the race right now. Buffalo's games coming up. They played the Ottawa Senators. The Sens fresh off their trade. They're playing them tonight, I believe. Then they're going to play the Blackhawks. No, sorry, that's who they're playing. Then the Florida Panthers they're going to have to play. Then the Washington Capitals. So all in all, the Senators they can beat, I think. They sit right now in that 62 points. Sorry, that 68 points. They are behind in the race for that final wildcard spot. Right now, the Islanders and the Penguins hold the two wildcard races. Don't count the Senators out of the playoff race. Don't count the Panthers out of the race. Don't count the Capitals out of the race for that final wildcard spot either. This is how big this wildcard race is. Any of those teams could end up getting that spot. Let's also not count out the Red Wings. I know that's a crazy thing, but they're also not out of it. The teams that are out of that race are the Flyers, Canadiens, and Blue Jackets. I don't think they have a chance. That's just my opinion. And I will briefly touch upon the West. It's close. It looks like Edmonton and Colorado kind of have it locked up. Their next closest team is Nashville with 69 points. Colorado has 74. So it's not as close as we're talking in the East, where there is, if I count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams all in the hunt for those final two wildcard spots. So, tough schedule for Buffalo, but as well, they need the wins. And the Panthers are going to be looking for the win. They're still in the mix. The Capitals are also still in the mix. We talked about the Senators all in the mix. And I mean, let's take a look at all the schedules coming up. For the Islanders, they will play. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. They are now going the rest of the season. I'm gonna list them off quick. Buffalo, head-to-head tonight on Tuesday. This is a head-to-head match. Buffalo really needs to win. Then Pittsburgh, another head-to-head match. Then Washington, another head-to-head match. Los Angeles, Anaheim, San Jose, Toronto, Columbus, and Buffalo again pivotal. New Jersey, then Washington again, which is going to be pivotal. and then they play Washington again April 10th. So that's that. Then let's look at Buffalo's schedule. How does Buffalo fare for the remainder of this season? And do they maybe fare a little better than the Islanders do? In the rest of the season, you got New York. We talked about that head-to-head. Then they play Rangers, but then they play the Capitals, Philadelphia. Then they play Boston, Nashville, New Jersey. They play New York again, Montreal. Then they play the Rangers again. They play Florida. They play Detroit. They play New York again. Then they play New Jersey. Then they play Ottawa. They have a lot of teams that are also considering getting into this playoff position as well. And now we have the Pittsburgh Penguins, the last one that we will talk about and look at their schedule to see if they have that opportunity. The Penguins coming up, Columbus, win, should be. New York, Philadelphia, win, should be. They play the Rangers, Montreal, the Rangers, Ottawa, head-to-head matchup. Colorado, Dallas, Washington, Detroit, Nashville, they play Boston. The other head-to-head comes April 8th when they play Detroit. So they also, maybe you think their schedule might be a little easier. I do too. I think coming up, the Penguins have an easier go at it right now. If the playoffs started today, the Bruins would play the Penguins, the Maple Leafs would play Tampa, a rematch. Hurricanes would play the Islanders, the Devils would play the Rangers. Now that would be a sick start to the playoffs. Bruins, Penguins, classic matchup. Lightning, Maple Leafs. We talked about that last year. That's a really cool matchup that we could have. Hurricanes, Islanders. I can't count the Islanders out, but you might favor that the other team. And then the Devils and the Rangers, rivals. The Devils and the Rangers, rivals. So I kind of like this whole idea. In the West would be Stars, Oilers, Minnesota Wild versus Jets, Vegas, Avalanche, Kraken, Kings. Kraken are going to be in the playoffs in their second season. Anyway, that's just a quick kind of playoff update. I thought it would be a cool video to make. Talking about the wild card race, it's interesting. It is heating up in the NHL. Tell me if your favorite team, like mine, is already basically locked into the playoffs. They already have their matchup, and they're going to be number 1 seed. So if you're a Carolina or Boston fan, they're going to be the number 1 seeds, and we're just waiting to figure out if these other teams will have anything to say about that. Until next time, my name is Cameron Simpson. Thank you guys for watching these videos. As always, I do enjoy the support. If you like this style of video, drop in the comments. I listen, and maybe I'll make more of these. Playoffs are around the corner, and I'm excited. Hopefully you are as well. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.